Hello there, fellow NPCs, and Happy New Year! It's a new year. It's the year 2024, and let's start right away by going right into the letter. It is very terrifying now. It's just about to turn into November 1st, I believe it was. Yes, November 1st, and that means Luke is going to be encountering Ashton, Isabella, and Marianne, only for them to later be witness to the fact that the Takako, the ghost, has taken Hana right. How is this going to end? How soon will this end? We will find out pretty damn soon. Woo! Let's go! Beyond fathomable reason, my consciousness refuses to pull off the waking world, choosing to linger in the pits of a dream, gradually drawing me deeper into an unknown depths. Somehow, even if it might mean I may never open my eyes, I allow them.
You do not belong there, my prince.
Oh, yeah, she was haunting me pretty good last time. In the last episode of this whole thing. Not that I mind getting a few extra hours, of course. The bed's more than comfortable as it is, after an exhausting day yesterday. Babysitting Kylie, the stress of finding an intruder in my own home, not to mention those bloody eyeballs they left. I think I deserve a little break every once in a while, especially after going through all of that in a single day. I can only be on the receiving end of so many unacceptable things within the span of a few hours, you know. As gracious a host and person I am, my patience has its limits too. There is nothing gracious about you, my boy. Although there's still that problem with Hana. I haven't forgotten that, of course, but that's why I hired Shrukken. He is competent enough. He won't even last a day in my service if he's any lesser than those half-wits who think they can deceive me with sweet words. He's more than capable of working on his own without guidance. Let the butler take care of the little problem with Hana, while I... Hana.
You do not need her. I am here. We are here.
Who are we?
This is where your home is. You know, for the blood we share.
Is this so much deeper than I ever thought? What do you mean, the blood we share? Do you have kids?
Come back to us.
Oh, that was loud. How long has it been since? Johans has never taken this long before.
Surely there should have been an update by now, right?
So why isn't there?
Please don't go.
Bloody hell, the cretins I've surrounded myself with.
And isn't that enough reason to force myself out of bed? As it has always been the case. My eyes fly open, expecting the warm rays of sunshine filtering through the curtains. Only to be greeted by a blinding flash of light and a loud boom of thunder that sounded nearly too close to my ears. Strong gusts of wind will occasionally burst in from the open balcony door, bringing in drizzles of the cold rain into the room. I must have left it open early before dozing off. The carpet on the floor closest to it is already drenched. Hana's going to be so cross when she sees this. Not that it's an immediate problem. If anything, it's the power outage we should be minding first. With the intruder still at large, staring through this darkness might be far more fatal than multiple stab wounds or a gunshot to the chest.
Oh, great. The power's still out. That is exactly what I need right now. Yes.
It's this storm, of course. I should have moved back to the penthouse to weather it in a much more comfortable setting. Already I can hear the creaking groans of this old place as the rain beats against the windows.
Johans! Has someone been sent to take the circuit breaker yet?
No answer.
Johans?
Silence.
Shrouken!
Shrouken!
Someone! Anyone?
Still, nothing, and my cordial mood is quickly dissipating.
Where are those idiots when you need them?
It's really a wonder why they hasn't fixed this yet. Was I really out that long? Can't be. It has only been a few hours after midnight, if the time on my wristwatch is anything to go by. Unless I've forgotten to change it again after the last overseas trip a month ago. Though the delay is understandable, if you went looking for Hana as you promised. But bloody hell, my safety is also at stake here. Cursing, I stay still, letting my eyes try and adjust to the darkness while my hands fumble for my slippers. If that butler isn't going to fix this, I may as well order the security posted outside to do it. It's probably just a blown fuse. Anyone with a brain can repair one. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's really easy. And I don't know what how that shit works in the UK, but usually the fuse can blow, but also the entire thing, the fuse box, is designed to shut down before it actually breaks, you know. So you just flip a switch and it should work again. Grabbing my jacket and with footwear finally on, I make it for the door. Although in haste, I pause briefly when a gleam catches my eye. On one of my drawers, underneath the clutter I've yet to organize, the muzzle of a gun peeks out. Hana has never openly commented my possession of it, but I know she does not approve of it, knowing the bloody firearms policy in this nation. Of course, I've not found much use for it in the 7 years we've been together, otherwise she would have already had it thrown out years ago. Really? So you're saying that she would ask you to throw it away if you did find use for it? Am I reading that correctly? I don't know. Doesn't mean it won't be useful right now. Without second thought, I seize it, sending the stuff piled above it onto the floor. Whatever. I'll get to it later. On the floor together with Zack's eyes. That's going to be an easy find for whoever chooses to clean it up. Like Hana. This blackout problem should be resolved first. Right next to my missing security detail, as it turns out.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
Where the fuck did everybody go? There was two, weren't there? Shrucken had two blokes posted to stand guard for the night. I might be panicking for a bit earlier, but I'm quite sure I haven't gotten delusional yet. What? Did both of them decide to take a break? Because they think the master's already sound asleep and won't be looking for them?
Damn nitwits.
Damn nitwits. I know assassinations happen very rarely these days, and even less in a peaceful city like Luxborn. But bollocks. There's been a woman going in and out of this place uninvited who may or may not want to put a knife in my back. And another peasant managed to break into this house just the other day. Isn't that enough reason to stay on alert? I'm fairly certain Shrucken won't just enlist their help just for this power outage, only to leave me unprotected. We have a difficult friendship, so to speak, but I doubt that man is an opportunist. I'm holding the lives of his family in my hands, after all. He knows what I'm capable of doing. He's not stupid enough to do anything that'll endanger them and save only himself. Ha! That's horrible. Were you talking about Johans? No, that's the wrong one. Shrucken won't just enlist their help just for this power outage, only to leave me unprotected. Exactly. So you are actually threatening Johans. That's why he's so adamant about killing anyone that gets in Luke's way. Because otherwise his family will be paying for it. Fucking hell, you're evil. It's good though. It's good strategy. So where then? Only my footsteps echo a long dark passage. And I'm left gripping the handle of my pistol for some sort of comfort. Without proper lighting and with a storm still raging outside, the stories I've heard about this place seem to have some truth to it. Some. If I'm reaching a wish to entertain myself for a bit, I'll say there might also be ghosts whispering in my ears, calling. Of course, it's just the wind and the trees rustling outside. Nothing good will come of allowing these thoughts to linger when the problems are pulling up in front of me one after another. Especially with what greets me once I get to the foyer. So many status updates now. So close to the end here. Huh, that's interesting. Depending on what it says here, but these two should switch places. Luke Ryder woke up into a storm raging outside and with his whole house eerily quiet. Power was still off and his butler was nowhere to be found, even when called. Taking his gun with him, he went out to investigate in the foyer of his own home, and that's where they should show up. Yeah, so these two should switch places, in my opinion. Is that it? Oh no, right, Hana is being captured. Wait. Though it's dark, the large windows illuminate the area much more easily than any of the other rooms. And from where I stand at the top of the stairs, I can easily make out their forms, recognize them even. It's all gone crazy when these intruders come into my house. I'm no stranger to a cop playing dirty. The smarter ones knew that neither life nor criminals are going to play fair. But Lily the estate agent, she doesn't seem the sort. Not to mention Mint. Hannah trusted her. I trusted her to be a professional at the very least, for fuck's sake.
Well, well, what have we here? If I were any less sober, I'd say this is the beginning of a joke.
A rich man, shit, I can't even make it up. Bloody trespassers, what is wrong with these people? Do they really think I'll be fine with them walking into my home like this? What are they even doing in here? If I didn't know any better, they might also be behind Hana's disappearance.
That's right, my love.
They must have a motive.
Make them pay.
Oh, fuck you. And it better be a good one.
Not to us.
Or a bullet to the head is at least all of them will serve. I don't make a habit of harming women, of course, but this is just crossing the line.
Let's see. A real estate agent and an interior designer walk into a mansion.
Thank you for doing the joke for me. I couldn't remember the words used for their titles. A real estate agent and an interior designer walk into a mansion. Oh, now that would have been cool. If we can zoom out a bit, Luke is standing at the top of the stairs with a gun in his hand, and as he says that joke line, that would have been menacing as all fuck. Thunder crackles once again, cutting me off. This time it hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows and the ground itself are rumbling. All is deathly still for a moment. I don't let it stop me, however, as I slowly make my way towards them. Taking one careful step at a time, I realize relishing in the expression of fear in their eyes. I suppose there's something ominous in this setting, with the heavy rain outside and the lack of the light here. I kinda like it, to be honest. Adds something to the atmosphere. I suppose I must look like the villain now. But short of me getting close to them, a noise to my left distracts me, briefly halting my movements while curiosity takes over every murmurs in my head. And it's a good thing, perhaps, that I did. Because as soon as I look up, I see him. The detective from a few days ago. The one Lee mentioned. Just as he is about to jump down from the furniture that somehow ended up piled and blocked the door to the parlor. What happened there? And did he really think it's alright to do that in other people's house? Loud.
Teach him, my lord.
Oh. You just want to bring the pain. You want to hurt people. Why? Right, because the more people you kill, the more memory fragments you receive. The more you can revert back into what man you used to be. Oh, that's fucking menacing. That's good.
Put him in his place.
My hands already moving before any rationale can stop me. Fingers firm at my gun when I finally release the safety from it and take aim. Not at him, but at his friends. They are his, aren't they? Why else would they be here together? Doesn't matter. I know his kind follows some form of moral standard. He won't let an innocent be harmed, especially people he cares about. My fingers on the trigger more than itching to shoot. But I hold back. Sure, I could have simply taken aim at him. But more than seeing him bleed, I want to see the expression on his face once he realizes everything he's doing is futile. He's trapped. Lives are in my hand. His life is in my hand.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
I can't tell the exact moment when the realization dawns on him. A short second of his body freezing and blood draining from his face, as soon as his feet hits the floor and he looks up. Yeah, this scene again. He's already a prey. Trapped by his own recklessness.
Pathetic.
And really, Lily, even you.
Sir, this isn't what you're thinking. Something's going on in this mansion.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is? Oh, we're doing good, by the way.
Sir, please.
Oh, please what?
We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
Not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry, I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman. Can't say the same for Feathers here, though. What's really now? I swear, people need to stop breaking into my house!
Yeah, when it was from everyone, from Ashton's point of view, well, before Luke's part actually, we only thought it was this right here and Zack breaking in, but no, Takako has broken in twice as well. So 4 people, 4 different time occurrences in 36 hours. You know, something like that.
This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
It's just a passing remark, of course. I'm not stupid enough to do something that'll bring negative attention to myself. Reputation and all that. I can't just risk it. The thought of having dead bodies here, ones that I'm not even responsible for, they're the one who trespassed. It's already quite too much. It's a little bit overkill, especially for someone like me. Nevertheless, joke or not, Feather wastes no time drawing his own gun at the slight wave of my own. Even if he knows it's already too late. Still, he glares at me. Still, he fights back.
Now, Feathers. Manners. You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
There's no desperation in him like I'm hoping. Just an annoyance flickering shortly before being hidden underneath a challenge. The likes of him are the kind of people I hate the most. Even with their failures already glaring down at them, mocking every worthless move they make, they have the impudence to stare people in the eye.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talks back. The gall! You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Annoying, most of the time. Like a damn pest you can't be rid of. But to some degree it is commendable. I'll give him that. After all, we're almost the same in that regard. Almost. I'm still the better person, of course. Oh, there is not a good thing about you, sir. He tells me to put the gun down, but I see the reason why I should. I'm a homeowner. In defense of my own home. I have the right to, I'd like to think. Questionable permit of firearms aside. It's not like I wanted this, but I'm already high-strung and their presence does not help. Bloody peasants. I can never seem to figure out how their minds fully work. Take this one for example. Despite the pride brimming in him, how he matches my glare with one of his own, he simply lowers his pistol after a long second, not in surrender. The tense set in his shoulder tells me as much, but the closest he can get to lowering his own ego in favoring of something I can't quite place. Interesting. Gotta admit, I'm almost disappointed.
As you should be, my lord.
Oh, fuck you. I've expected him to hold on till one of us shoots the other. Can't say it'll be more exciting that way. A bullet inside any part of my body isn't something I'd like to have on a bad day like today, or any day for that matter. But it'll be surely predictable of him. And I like predictable. They're the kinds of people who are the easiest to deal with, no matter the situation. With them, there's no second guessing what they'll do. He shoots, I shoot, one of us dies, the other walks away. Nothing complicated. Nothing requiring much brain power, just muscle memory and who's the better shooter. End of story. Yet, here he is, dragging a deep breath in and setting aside the only thing protecting him. I can easily shoot him this way and be done with this whole farce of a conversation. Instead, I find myself listening. A concession for a person who, in another life, would have also become the person I am today, had his circumstances allowed it. Very interesting that they both had the same thought. Damn shame. We might have gotten along.
Listen, right. I need you to...
But alas...
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy. Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many times already. In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now. And you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
A meeting of two prideful blokes will never go well, whichever lifetime it is. And I can only laugh at his audacity, his lack of shame and fear at even facing the business end of my pistol.
You know what I'm thinking right now? In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
Not many people, those who have slighted me in particular, live this long to see it.
And he should be grateful. You're already gracious enough, allowing him to stand in your presence like this.
You are evil. Yes, especially when he has a lot to answer. Preferably right now, because as generous as I have been so far, my patience has its limits. My amusement can only last for so long. In 2 steps, I'm standing in front of him, grabbing him by the collar and resting the cold muzzle of the eagle against his temple. He'll end up a pretty smear on the wall this close.
Teach this loud a lesson.
What is it that you people really want with me? This is the 3rd time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game. Did the NCA send you to apprehend me? Or has somebody paid you off to kill me? Which one is it, Feathers? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to beat the business end of this gun.
And he knows it. Of course he does. He's a trained officer, isn't he? But not many bother to be as cautious as him. One glimpse at my handgun's safety earlier is all it took for him to see I'm in business. Similar. Too similar. We're too alike in so many little ways it's funny. Down to the fact that it doesn't even flinch no matter how heavy the threats in my words are. Even knowing how one flick of my finger on the trigger will be enough to end his sorry life. He should have caved in by now, starting begging like there were so many others before him. Instead, he throws more vitriol, adds more kindling to a fire already burning.
I'm not with NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, right? You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late. If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, you'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Yeah, right. Igniting it further that it can't help but return it to him with equal fervor. We don't need him, my love.
Why, you insolent!
Now you have your gun in your hand again? Okay. We both decide to move in that moment. both our bodies tensing, each of us racing to get ahead of the other. However, before we can even get a head start, a voice unexpectedly rings above the chaos about to ensue.
Help me. Please.
Now here's the question. I have about 7 more minutes to play before I end today's episode. No, I can't stop here. I cannot end it at the same cliffhanger as last time. I can't do that. I've always been cautious and careful, cutting off trouble's head before things can escalate if I'm able. That's why I deal with the likes of Harvey, Suarez and Johans. For all who we are, for all the enemies the likes of us can make, such a thing has never happened before, because I do everything to make sure it doesn't happen. So to see Hana in danger, I don't quite know how to feel or what to do. Of all the times for there to be a hostage situation, if this is even one, why now? Good fucking god, what is going on here?
Help me. Please. Please make it stop.
I think death would be preferable if my sense of self-preservation was shot to high hell. It would deprive me of choice and of responsibility in the matter. And I don't want to think about how fast my heart beats, so that I already hear anything other than my own heartbeat and her pleading.
Please. They're in my head. Screaming. It hurts so much.
Who is screaming? What do I do? What can one do against someone holding your life in their hands? With a woman that looks more monster than man. When her expression turns into one of amusement and her horrific laughter fills the air, I'm torn apart. This is my fault, isn't it? Hana's in danger because of me. Everybody I love always ends up hurt or worse. Or worse. And even when I choose to let her go, she's no exception. Hana's unbroken begging makes it all the much more painful, because I still love Hana. I really do. But will I really endanger myself for a woman who might not love me back anymore? Still, something in me dies a little when that woman laughs as if this is all some sick joke. Her smile taunts me, filling my head with laughter and rage until I can barely think of the cacophony in my head. And the way the woman looks at me, it's as if she's watching, waiting for my next move.
Please. Someone. Anyone. Help me.
This is crazy. And I don't know what I should do. I know for a fact that one shouldn't aggravate a hostage taker. There is no winning in an argument with someone who holds a life easily taken. But I need to do something, right? My decision is taken from me, however. Mint is all impetuous and no thoughts, no holding back as she steps up. Her eyes blaze a fire in the anger and defiance. Her jaw and her stance is set, fists curled at her sides, as if she can just sock the witch in the face and have it bear no consequence. What are you doing, Marianne? She looks like a warrior saint, and I'd name one of them if I know of any. She thankfully does not rush headlong like an idiot, but she falters, the fire in her eyes down to nothing but a small spark, when the woman laughs in her face. There's fear on her face, and that does nothing to settle my worries. And she has the gall to turn her ire on me instead.
What are you doing just standing there when she has Hannah?
Oh, what the bloody hell do you expect me to do?
Get your fucking arse in gear and do anything?
Yes, that's very helpful, McCullough. Telling me to get my arse in gear isn't going to help solve shit here. This isn't some bloody action film where me charging in is going to save anyone. One stupid move from any of us, and Hannah might be dead because of it.
I know she looks like a scary fucker and all, but she's your wife, you gobshite. There must be something.
The woman doesn't look armed, but that does not mean she's not dangerous. If anything, the fact that she is this confident, this unperturbed while being barehanded is testament to itself. Either she's well prepared or she's just that crazy. And it's one thing to work with hostage takers and another thing entirely to work with the criminally insane. A hush settles over the room as she speaks up. Her voice is but a whisper and deathly slow, and I'm hard-pressed to hear it over her pounding of my heart in my ears. She speaks, the woman from the gardens and the servant girl from the ballroom, from the hallucination. Vision, memories, whatever they were.
Will you not speak up for her? Will you not try to save your beloved wife?
I cannot stop the heat from flooding my cheeks, shame turning me red and making me grit my teeth in anger. And that same anger sets a fire in me, burns through the fear, it spurs me on to call her out because of pride.
Why? Will my words hold any sway? Who's to say you won't snap her neck the moment I take one step? Do you take me for an idiot?
Snap her neck? Did you really say snap?
Who's to say you won't snap her neck the moment I take one step? Do you take me for an idiot?
Snap.
I take you for a coward.
Oh ho ho ho!
Nothing but a spineless coward.
It seems she's found what she's looking for, and that she has no further use for Hana. A hand on Hana's back sends her falling down the stairs. She is nothing but a rag doll, thrown away because she has lost interest with her like a child with an old toy. Hana's going to survive, but the child might not. Unfrozen in place but mint, she catches her and that sends the two of them sprawling at the foot of the stairs. Clearly it was a painful landing, further aggravated by the fact that the Irish woman still seems weak. Yet I just watch as she puts Hana's well-being first. She pulls the both of them to their feet and dusts their clothes off. There's a small strained smile on her face and a tinge of red, one that I can't entirely attribute to adrenaline, on her face all the while. She looks kinda grateful, worried. Oh, that is nasty. Unwilling to risk Hana's safety, Luke kept quiet to her disappointment, although the woman eventually releases his wife at Marianne's demands. There was anger and contempt in her face. All of a sudden, it was then when the whole house shifted before his eyes! Ah, I haven't seen that yet! And I won't see it for some time because this is where I end the episode. I'm upset, okay? Okay, so the house is going to shift right before our eyes in the next episode. So that feels like it very well could be the last or second last episode. This is getting really close to the end. Very scary, very exciting is the word. Thank you all for watching today. I will see you in the next one. And remember, just because you're not the main character doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.